All right, just for your information to review where Sally is, it's a little less than 100 miles off of the coast of Pensacola, basically. That's talking about where the center of it is. It's not really formed a clear eye yet, but it could be just a matter of time before that occurs. It will drift to the northwest and then north before it reaches land. And the main point of landfall, the main concern will be from roughly the eastern side of Lake Pontchartrain over towards perhaps Mobile and Escambia Bay. And then after that, it will move inland through Wednesday and Thursday. It will still have a good deal of moisture along with it, but it will also help to decrease the winds once it reaches land. And Sally is just one of 5 other named systems that are out there. And of course, for the sake of time, we're not going to go over each and every storm track because all the ones that are in the Atlantic right now, they're going to stay away from the U.S. Paulette reaching Bermuda, direct landfall there, may intensify as it moves to the northeast. That's a tropical storm named Vicky. It's going to be in a weakening mode. Teddy, which is set to become a major hurricane, is going to stay over open waters. A couple other systems that are set to emerge off of the West African coast. And there's only one name left on the list since all these in yellow are active systems. Wilfred is all we have left. Once we cross that out, we go to the Greek alphabet to identify any other named systems after that. So we're barely halfway through the season, and yeah, it's been very active as has been forecast. The shower activity lighter in our eastern areas, a little more heavy in our western zones, especially near the tri-state. And I think that's the pattern that we have to think about when it comes to how much rain covers which areas. Heaviest activity will be in the western zones with more steady, heavy rain likely to roll in by later tomorrow. Through the morning hours, I think periods of light passing rain, but as the hurricane starts to get closer to land, I think a lot of the heaviest rain will stay in the Panhandle region, but just clipping our western counties along the Franklin County coast. And keep in mind, we've already seen some rain totals exceeding 2 inches in these areas, and we can add a few more to the gauges in that region. Eastern areas, occasional passing rain through Tuesday, so not as much accumulation and not as much of a flooding risk in those eastern zones. However, as the huge surge of moisture continues to envelop the eastern Gulf, even through later Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll still have times of consistent rain, and it can be heavy and begin to spread more into the tri-state region beyond Wednesday, beginning to break up some based on the forecast and focus data. So I think the main impact from the heaviest rain will be tomorrow and into Wednesday, with not so much of a wind impact. But keep in mind, onshore wind can always enhance the water levels along the coast, even with a distant landfalling hurricane. So the highest storm surges will be along the Mississippi Gulf Coast, but locally speaking, there can still be an increase of about 1 to 3 feet, and perhaps even some of the bays in Wakulla County. Don't underestimate the possibility of increasing water levels. So that'll be the main concern: rain and maybe a slight increase in the coastal flooding potential because of the rising water for coastal zones, while inland areas, I think it's mostly off and on rain. It can be heavy at times, not so much of a wind impact. We do have to monitor the chances for an isolated tornado. That is a